Hello and welcome back. Today we're going to describe an enlargement, this time when it has a fractional scale factor. So what is this actually going to look like? So our example, as always, describe fully the single transformation that maps shape A to shape B. So determine the type of transformation. So no matter what, if it gets bigger or smaller, we still always call this an enlargement. Right? So that would get you one of your marks. Always answer, even if you can't figure out the center. Always say what if it is an enlargement, and then if you can find a scale factor, even better. So remember, when we're finding scale factors, we want to do our new, so where we're what we transform to over our original, or new over old, as sometimes I say. And that'll be our scale factor. So here, our new shape is our B. Our original is our A. So we have to take a measurement somewhere on it that correlates. So why not take our bottom this time because it looks nice and easy. So originally we had 2, we had 1, we now have 1, so we have 1/2. So our scale factor is 1/2. So I'm going to add that in at the top. Now we want to do our step 4, so we have to find our center. So we draw a line connecting one vertex on shape A with a corresponding one on B. So that's going to look like this for one of our points. So we have one of our lines. Do it for another one of our lines. And slowly fill in and do it for all of our lines. Before, where we didn't have to draw all of our lines, it is very beneficial to draw every single one here to make sure you are hitting the right spot, because sometimes it could just be a little half space away and it can be unsure if you're not drawing perfectly. But here we can see that our center is indeed going to be -3 and 0. So make sure to add their center equals, or colon, doesn't matter what you state it as long as your reader can tell what you're doing, is -3, 0. Okay, so let's try another example. So fully describe the single transformation map C to D. So we know it's an enlargement. So 1 mark. And then let's pick some sides. So here's 2 and 1 again. So we're going from C to D. So our scale factor is simply N over O, which is 1 over 2 again. And then we're going to have to draw on our lines to find our center. So we have one of our lines, second line, and lastly, so we can pinpoint it at the point 5, 0. So last thing to get that last mark is center at 5, 0. Okay, so now here's 2 practice problems for you to try. So pause the video now, and then whenever you're done your questions, you may resume it, and we'll go through the answers. So welcome back. So we're going to go through these 2 problems right here. First off, let's start it off and get ourselves the easy 1 mark. So we are going to call these enlargements. We have an enlargement. And that's for both of them. Sorry about this. Have a little trouble there. Okay, so we're enlargements for both. And next thing, let's do our scale factor. It's the next easiest. So scale factor is our new over old. So that here is B over A. Try to make it easy. So 2 here, 4 here. So we have 2 over 4, which is 1/2. So we can say our scale factor is equal to 1/2. And then we're going to have to do our lines to find where our actual point is going to be. So we have our lines. So this is going to take a little bit to draw on our line. So I'm going to pause the video here and I'll be back in a second. All right, so I'm back, and as you can see, I've got my lines drawn in now. So they all, on both things, they point to one point and one point only. So on our leftmost diagram, we can see that that point is at a center of 5, -5. 5, -5. Sorry about that. And on our right shape, we could say our center right now is at, well, that's point -2 and 1.5. But we didn't actually finish off that other side before, so we have to do our scale factor. Well, on our sides, that's pretty easy. We have 3 and 1, so we are going n over O. So our scale factor here is 1, whoops, 1 over 3. We're getting a third as big.